Yeah, you can start, man.
I said you could start. Ladies first.
I don't care what you said, bud.
Can someone flip a coin? This little lady over here is a little mad.
Yeah, heads. Heads, I win. Tails, you lose.
Okay, but wait, no, wait, no.
Good one. Good one. Good one.
You're
Good one.
retarded. Oh my god,
Good
sorry.
one.
Oh my god, why did I actually do that? What the
Fucking
fuck? Oh my
retard.
god. Holy shit. Alright, I'll be tails if I win. I'm tails if you lose.
Yeah, heads, I win. Tails, you lose. Good one.
I don't know. I'll be tails. If I win, I'm heads. If I win, tails.
If
lose.
I win, I'm heads.
Type
That's
shit?
crazy.
Yep.
If I win, I'm heads.
Yep. Wait, if any coin to the side was flipped, I win. Sorry.
I think if anybody starts the
All right.
process at the
Anyways,
beginning,
I'll
to
just be
flip the
tails
coin,
if
then
he
I win.
heads, bro. And then that's what.
Wait,
I
boss, do you think Julius would be crazy for equal stats? I don't think so, would he?
I could, yeah, because God taught her, maybe.
Yeah, the God Totter, the fucking God Totter
I
ability.
feel like that's mainly relying on AP, because otherwise it'll just be like a
Yeah.
normal strike that repels block.
Bro, you know I saw someone like calc his fucking God Totter to like mountain level. That shit was crazy, bro.
That's not even a crazy calc, bro. Waka's fucking mountain
So
level.
prophecy.
And
Oh
also,
yeah,
last
the
two
walk is.
The last two?
Or like taxes, and the two before that are gear.
Okay, hold on.
Then the ones above that is like martial arts shit. Like low tier hacks is like hacks is a human could do.
Yeah, I
you know
see
what
that.
mean?
I see that. Every time.
Yeah, like no supernatural shit, but like shit that would be considered like low tier hacks.
Yeah, I got you. All right. Yeah. So, did you flip the coin?
Yeah, but I would start from the top because that's where the martial arts starts.
Yeah. I mean, if he agrees to the one panel that you showed, then kind of can just like go from there on my own. Not gonna lie, I don't really need everything else, but all right. Bawskee, did you flip the coin?
Flip the coin, yeah.
Wait, actually, can we get someone that's not Bawskee actually to flip the coin?
I'm gonna put it in chat, man. My heads or tails?
Your heads, I'm tails.
All right, so if I'm heads, wait. If it lands on heads, then you go first. All right, screenshot.
Yeah.
So I go first.
Yep.
All right.
Good luck, buddy. Good luck.
Sure, man.
No, you're gonna need it. Continue.
Yeah, I don't know why you think I'm gonna need luck.
No, I don't think it. But anyways.
So do you disagree with my character's like reaction speed being faster than his perception speed?
What the fuck does that mean? Can you elaborate?
He has pre-initiative, which means he can dodge an attack before it comes by reading the inception of intent from another attack.
So he reads it, but it also isn't perception. So what is he reading?
He doesn't perceive it.
Okay, so it's like just some.
He doesn't perceive the attack. He perceives the beginning of the attack and then dodges it before it comes.
So he doesn't perceive the attack. He perceives the beginning of the attack. That's actually fucking
his reaction
coherent.
speed
Holy
is faster
shit!
than his perception speed.
Wait, I don't know
He
if
doesn't
you're
need to
retarded,
perceive
but
the attack.
when you read the beginning of the attack, that is still the attack itself. You're retarded. Anyways,
Yeah,
we're gonna ignore that. We're gonna
when
ignore
I
that
include the
blunder.
attack, I include the entire attack. That's why he's dodging from the beginning of the
When
attack.
you block,
before the attack ends.
wait. Just to be clear, when you make a prediction upon attack, do you think you wait for the whole attack to dodge it, or you attack
I don't think that
beforehand?
would be counted as a prediction. I think that would just be a normal dodge. Are you retarded?
What do you take a prediction? What do you take a normal dodge to be?
I think a prediction would be dodging something before it comes, or like accurately predicting the outcome of some action.
Okay, and you take a dodge to be?
I take a dodge to be reacting to something after it has happened.
After it has happened.
Or during it's happening.
Okay. So, wow. So that's literally meaning the same thing. But anyways, wow. So when you say that, I guess it's not the whole attack, but he predicts it before, or I guess the beginning of the attack. Well, isn't that just some sort of like perception and within itself? Because obviously you have to still perceive the attack. I don't understand.
Yeah, no, I don't think he has to perceive the attack itself. I think he just like perceives the beginning of a movement towards an attack.
Wow. So he doesn't perceive the attack, but he perceives the attack.
Yeah,
okay,
I don't think you're tracking. I think he could just like perceive the muscle tensing up in like your shoulder for you to wind up a punch before the punch is like beginning.
So if he doesn't see
that,
he
could actually like, discern the beginning of a motion.
Just to be clear, if he doesn't see the muscles move like that, then he cannot perceive it. Just to be clear, that's the condition.
Yeah. Do you think your character can move without like showing any visible muscle movements?
No, I didn't even make a claim like that.
So we can move on. You can go ahead and give your argument or like refutation towards this. Or do you have like a one-time that can counter this?
Okay, I mean, what is the sleeping grant?
Like, I don't think your character has any methods of like learning.
Wow, are you gonna let me talk? Are you gonna let me talk?
Yeah, if
Thank
you could
you,
show
anyways.
like some sort of some type of logic or some type of formal reasoning for why your character could be able to land a
Some
strike against
formal
my character,
logic and some
go ahead.
formal reasoning. Wow. Okay, so I mean, again, wow. So like that doesn't follow from anything, and also you're presuming that I even agree with the argument.
I mean,
Second,
you can agree to
right?
that your
Just
character
to be
wouldn't be
clear.
able to do this thing.
Wow.
Just granted
So
as like a
again,
conditional
I was
for
gonna ask a question.
my character not being able
Back
to
real
do
quick.
pre-initiative and dodging your
Do I
character.
have to snap at your face? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? You're lost. So again, you're gonna let me talk, right?
Retard,
Okay, thank
tracking
you.
Jagger, come on, man. You can go ahead and give your refutation.
Ironic and ironic. Anyways, okay.
What's
So
ironic about it, Ben?
obviously,
You're looking very bad.
perceive beforehand. Is it not just gonna be perception? Well, it seems
No.
that. Okay, so does his body move on its own before the thinking, or I'm confused?
What do you mean? Does his body move on its own before it's the thinking?
Yeah. Okay. So well, it seems that you're saying that his perception speed is obviously lower than his actual reaction speed. Well, it seems that the perception speed is actually interlinked with the reaction speed. So, for example, right, it seems that it follows that he has to
That's
see
not what I
or
was
perceive
asserting. I
the
was
muscle
saying that he
sense.
could react before he can actually perceive the entire movement of an attack.
Wow. So that just seems like
Specifically
a
in the
prediction, is
context
it
of
not?
our
Is it
characters
not just
having
a
equal strength.
prediction? Is it
Okay,
not just a
retard. I mean,
prediction?
specifically in the context of our characters having equal speed, right? If you were to throw a punch normally in an equal speed scenario, then I would have to react to the attack at the same speed as you throwing the attack, right? But in this
No,
scenario,
that wouldn't be
I
that
can
way. Let's
react.
just be clear. That just wouldn't be equal
Okay, I
stats.
think you're retarded.
What are you taking
So
equal stats
in
speed?
the,
And wait, I'm
so
not.
in
I'm
this
not
scenario,
done.
I can
And
just react to
wow,
the
you're saying
beginning of
good
a
one is
strike
actually not a
before the
refusal.
attack can actually
And
go through.
again, just to be
So I
clear,
don't think your
right?
character
I
would have
asked
any
you
limits
multiple
in landing a
times.
strike on
I'm
my
gonna ask
character. My
again. This is
character
not
is
just perception.
perceived
And that's obviously gonna be
the entire
correlated
the
with equal
attack is
stats.
done.
You're obviously lost here.
I can give a better analogy of like what I'm referring
Yeah,
to.
give a better analogy, buddy. This is butt.
You're looking very, very bad, just to be clear.
Wow, nobody thinks that.
Where is it?
Right.
Here it is. So this is the character he's going up against doing the same thing using pre-initiative. He read ahead by narrowing down the places that were easy to attack his head and neck. He led Kuroki's attack. Right.
Okay, let me see.
So using pre-initiative, the fighter is able to like discern what would be most likely to happen based on the beginning motions of a strike.
Okay, let me see. And also stop saying shit before I even like read it. Let's see. He read it ahead.
Bad.
Narrowing down the places of easy attack that his head neck. It just seems like he's perceiving it again. I don't see where it says that he's not perceiving, and it seems like
Yeah,
some
he got like
reactionary
led the
based.
attack by he sees the beginning motion of a strike and then automatically leaves
So it
himself
is
open
based on perception. Okay.
and then
Anyways.
guards that.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
so
I don't
you
think it's based on
grant. Okay,
perception.
you
I
grant
think
that
it's
he has
based
to
on perception to a
perceive.
certain point. But I
Okay,
don't think we
okay,
can actually
wow.
discern
What does that
that
even mean?
type
What
of
does that even
perception.
mean? Because well,
What
to
does what
say the
mean?
limited the perception by saying that it's
I
some
think we're limiting
sort
the
of form of
perception based on the
perception that's
context
actually
of equal
limited.
speed, which the analogy I gave, right? If we are equal speed, then I would dodge a punch at the same time as the punch comes. But since I can perceive the beginning of the punch and then immediately react, then I would be dodging before the punch came. So you would
Wow.
need
So
some
do you think
formal,
that? Okay,
some
wait. Just
sort
to be
of reasoning
clear,
as to why your
why could it
character
just
could
be
land a
case?
strike if my
Wait,
character is like automatically dodging
why could it be?
faster.
Wow. So you're not listening. So why could it be the case this is some physical attribute and not necessarily some equal stats technique? Go ahead.
What do you mean physical attribute?
So again, like what I mean by physical attributes is just going to be attributes that are contending upon the movement. So it seems that perception speed, right? It's going to be attributed to some physicality that he has in the brain and the like some I don't know some nerves that allowed him to react faster than his reaction, I guess. Or what you're trying to say is that his perception seems to be not as fast as his reaction speed, which
Yeah, it's just
seems to
described
be
as
some
reading the
sort of
perception of
physical
intent. It's like a high
attribute.
level martial arts technique. I could show an example of this being described.
Wow. Okay.
If
Just
you
to be
give me a
clear, I
second.
think that it goes to go. Just to be clear, I think it goes against the notion of equal stats.
I don't see
Because
why it
then,
would go
just to
into
be clear,
equal stats.
around to the okay, if the technique grants it to be the case that you're oh my god, okay, just to be clear, his reaction speed, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
so if you
his
want to look at
reaction
this thing
speed
I
and his
just said, right?
perception speed are to be equal before the technique, correct?
Yeah, I
And it
don't know what
seems
you said
that
at all.
with
So
the
I'm trying to get my argument, right?
wow, are you
Reading
gonna answer the
and
question?
reading your opponent's perception of intent and striking before they move pre-initiative. Right, and it's described as being the ultimate power. It's described as being like ultimate power in terms of martial arts, obviously, because it's a martial arts tournament that's going on in the context of this scene. It's described as being the ultimate power in martial arts. So I don't see
Well,
why it
why
would be
could
like
this just be
any
a physical
type of
attribute that he has
thing
and not
against
the
these
technique
things.
itself? Go ahead.
What?
Yeah, why is this not a physical attribute that he has and not this anything else?
I don't see why it would be a physical attribute. It's just described as like reading the
Wow,
opponent's
so that just
perception of
doesn't
intent.
answer the question. So I
So
give
do
you
you
the
think your
critique,
character
and you
doesn't
just
have
say that I
any
don't see
intent in their
anything
strikes?
leading to the case. Well, that just
Okay,
begs the
okay.
question about the
If you think
critique.
your character doesn't have any intent in their strikes that can be incepted by my character, then
Okay,
I
what
can
do you
react
take intent to be? What do you take intent
intent.
to be? Yeah.
I would take intent to be like anything that could show the outcome of an action.
Okay. Wow. So do you think that if I'm not thinking, let's just say there's just some super T zombies, right? Right,
So do
where
you
it
think I
seems
can
like they have no
perceive any
actions.
intent? Okay, if I were
Okay,
to see you raise
anyways,
your fist, do you think I could perceive any type of outcome from the intent of that fist being
yeah, I
raised?
don't. Wait, do you think that's
Yes or no?
wait?
Yes or
Okay,
no? Yes or no?
would you
Yes or no?
take
Yes or no?
that's what you take to be?
Yes or no? Yes or no?
No, it's I'm not answering. Wow, I'm not answering the aesthetically unsound question. Anyways,
Why is it
um,
irritating sound? You want to get a reasoning for
yeah,
that?
it just doesn't follow the data set that's already been answered, and also it doesn't fit with the
I would
yes
say
or
why
no
I wouldn't
question.
feel the better side. I think my analogy.
Well, anyways,
You
right?
want to like give me an answer, like a straight answer, yes
Wow,
or
I
no?
literally just did. Literally just did. Wow.
It's looking not so great. It's looking not so great.
Do you know what aesthetically unsound means?
Nope.
Okay, so what the fuck? How are you gonna say it's not aesthetically unsound? Anyways,
I don't think it would be.
you don't think it would be? Okay, well, I already gave reasoning.
Yeah,
So
why do
do
you
you
think
want
it
me to
would be?
repeat the reasonings again?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, so answering the question is actually not even answering upon yes or no because it actually doesn't follow with the data set. That's actually the formalization of the
Yeah, I think it
whole
would follow with the
dialect.
data set. I already gave
So
reasoning
let's
for why I
just
would think that to be the case. Do you want to like
yeah.
add
So I
some
mean,
more
maybe you're
representation?
lost in what I
Yeah.
mean by data set. So usually when you ask questions, you're obviously observing the data set, and then you observe and you actually make a critique upon the data set. See, the problem is that when you ask a question that is actually not relevant to the data set, and it seems that it just doesn't follow, or it seems that the answer space that you're giving doesn't actually follow with the data set
I don't see
either.
why my question
Well,
wouldn't follow with
now
the
it
data
doesn't. It
set.
means
What
that
is
I
it
don't even
that
have to answer the question because obviously it's relevant.
Yeah. Why do you think my question wouldn't follow with the data set though? Do you think the
Because
character doesn't
obviously, I
have
was
any
trying to
intent behind
lead
any
up
of
with
it?
the answer that actually doesn't follow of anything you said, right? Because I find it to be the case that that's not even what we take intent to be.
Why? Okay, what do you take intent to be?
I think intent to be right, at least some sort of cognitive ability behind the attack, or some sort of thought behind the attack. So
Yes,
obviously,
obviously, I
the
would have to
intention.
discern some type of
Maybe we
thought
can
behind
make
the
it
attack.
okay. Yo, chill,
If I
chill,
were to
chill.
grant that you were appeased on me and you raised your fist for no reason, then obviously there'd be no intent behind that. So I'm asking, do you think your character has intent behind the strikes that can be discerned from my character?
Wait, just repeat the last part because that was a blunder.
And why do you think it was a blunder? Do you think your character has
Because
any
nobody
intent that can
even could
be?
translate that. Anyways, could you repeat that?
Well, it's a blunder because you're retarded. Good one. So do
Okay,
you
could
think
you
your
repeat
character
that?
has any intent behind the strikes that can be discerned by my character?
Yeah, I just don't think that he even needs to think to attack.
Yeah, do you want to provide that?
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, just before we continue, do you grant that within the narrative or each of the characters, they obviously have to attribute from the, let's just say, I don't know, characteristics that they aligned with?
Can you elaborate?
So let's just say they have a certain trait that is actually aligned with their essence, or not even essence, maybe their character itself. So to remove these essences to say that it's not even the character itself. So maybe like Luffy
I
without
think
his
that would be
fruit is not even
consistent, but
Luffy.
sure.
Naruto without Kumura is not even Naruto. In that case of like, if I'm using Naruto with Kumura,
Yeah, it's
Naruto,
like
let's say I don't
he
know,
can have that
like
property being intrinsic to his character. I don't see why I would get that slurs to be.
wow. So I mean,
It'd be like an
listen,
inherent limiter placed on the character. If you can give a
you're
reason for why it
retarded.
would apply to more
Do you?
specific,
Can you repeat what I said? Because I don't think you even tracked.
yeah, you're talking about the essence being to a character's property or some type of like
Wow.
ontological structure.
So
Right? For an example, being
yeah, I'm
from
talking about their ontology. I think the characteristics dependent on the narrative is their ontology. So, like,
yeah,
let's
that's
just
fine.
be
It can
clear,
be a
right?
characteristic of the character. I would like
Okay,
grant that to be the
just
case
to
in
be
martial arts. Could be a
clear,
notion of the reason
okay,
as to
just to
why.
be clear, I'm specifically
You can
referring
provide
to
that if you want to.
characteristics that
You
they
can
have
provide
that
that.
follow along with the narrative. Like, for example, if we use Luffy and then to say that Luffy is without his fruit, then we're not using the actual Luffy that we're actually talking about, which
Yeah,
would be a
then that would
different
just be a
version of
different
Luffy.
version of Luffy. In this case, it would be a version of Luffy that can only have equal stats to my character and only use martial arts.
Wow, do you think when you say equal stats, do you think that's attributed with actually less characteristics that apply with their whole actual characteristics that have nothing to do
I
with
think that
stats
would
or
just be
what?
under the rules that we agreed to
Okay,
negate. I don't see why
let's
you're
just say it's
like
within my character's narrative. Okay, chill. Anyways, okay, let's just say it's within my character's narrative to be always cheerful. And you say, well, it doesn't actually have attribute anything with the physical stats, or let's just say it doesn't attribute equal stats. Do you think that we should remove the characteristic because it doesn't have nothing to align with equal stats?
No, I don't think when we do call for states, I don't think we consider like characters' mind states or any personality traits.
Wait, what's the argument for that?
I think
Because
it'll
like,
be
bro,
standard. I
bro, this
don't
is
think we
literally
take
okay, bro. This
characters
is
in character.
I'm pretty sure this is already granted. Like, holy shit, I don't know
I mean,
why we're arguing
we're
that.
taking characters outside the narrative, putting them into a neutral verse. And like I said, a standard battle assumptions.
Oh my god, wait, I grant that they're going to a new narrative. It doesn't mean that their narrative is actually any different now.
While their narrative don't be different, if they're in another narrative. What?
Yeah. Do you think that if I put a
You want to
being
like give your
into another
argument?
verse,
You
do you
really
think
think
that
it's not
that's
great.
not the same being? Just to be clear.
What? No, I don't think.
Do you think if I okay wait if I you think that if I put a new being into a different dimension, do you think that they're the same being now,
No,
or do you think they're a different being?
I think at any point your character will be a different being.
Wow. What's the argument for that?
It'll just be like some type of inherent property changing within the character. It'll just be like neurological essentialism.
Okay. Can you go ahead
You
and
want to argue
explain that?
against that?
Yeah. No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
It'll just
So
be
like
like
when you
essential
say
to
that
the
they're
character.
wait, you just don't think their identity's fixed? What's
Any
the
change of the
argument for
character
that?
can make them a different character. Do you want to give like some type of reasoning against that?
Wait, just say it again.
Any change in something would result in it being a different thing. Do you want to give any reasoning against that?
No, I don't just have any. I don't have any like I guess merit to like follow against that. So let's just okay. Well, I don't mean that. I actually mean that I don't even follow with anything with that. So like, what's the like motivation for that? Why should we be
I just
motivated for
like I
that?
said, I'm just thinking of neurological essentials to you.
I grant that it's a logical essentialist view. I'm asking what's like the motivation that we should take the view.
The motivation. I think everything has like some type of inherent property. Like
That's not the
dependency
motivation.
upon these
That is
properties.
what it is. I'm asking for the
Yeah,
motivation
I'm
for this.
explaining why I hold that view. By the way, just to be
Okay, go
clear.
ahead.
So I think we can grant that everything has inherent potential to where X cannot exist if it does if X Y. Because why do you have anything against that?
I just don't think that follows.
Why do you don't think that follows?
Just because depending upon what X or Y doesn't attribute to be a different being. Go ahead.
Yeah, why do you not take that to be the case?
I just said it just doesn't follow. Holy
You're
shit.
arguing for a mereological and essentialist view. This isn't just an agnostic stance that you're holding. Like you're
Oh
arguing
my
for a
god.
completely
I'm
different
not
stance.
even
I'm asking
I'm
you
not
for an
I'm
argument.
not I'm actually taking the agnostic view. I'm asking for the motivators and you're not giving the
No,
motivators.
you literally just described a mereological and essentialist view, so now I'm asking for motivations for that
Oh
view.
my god. No,
I already
wait.
gave it towards my
I
view.
actually wait, just to be clear. Wait, you're pre-affirming a lot of things. I mean, you're presupposing it, and obviously I'm telling you not, so I don't know how you're even following along with that. Second, it just
Yeah, I know
seems that like
you're claiming
again,
that you don't know
hold
that
on,
view, but you're
wow.
describing
So
the view exactly.
you're gonna let me finish or you're just gonna keep ranting?
Yeah, if you can give your argument for the view, then go ahead. If
I
not, then
don't,
I think it's clear.
I'm not actually affirming any view. I'm asking for the motivation for your view,
I
and
know
it
you're
seems like you're
claiming
not
to not
following
affirm any
along.
view, but I'm giving reasoning as to why the view that you're holding, or the agnostic view that you're claiming to be agnostic, is actually a completely separate view that you would have to give some type of formal argumentation for.
You think I
So
have
do you
to
want
give
to
a
provide
formal
that?
wait. I just want to be really clear here. You want me to give a formal argument on an agnostic position?
Yeah, like I said, I would go to actually be in an agnostic position. I think it would be a
Yeah,
completely
what's the
separate
argument for
view.
that I didn't give an agnostic position? Go ahead.
Because, as I said, you're describing mereological inessentialism.
Wow. So, do you think that when I ask the question and it's obviously the negation of the question, do you think that I'm subscribing myself to a view now?
I don't think you just completely said the negation of the question. I think you completely
I
described a
literally did.
separate view
Wait,
as to I don't
I
we can take
actually,
to be
even within the
mereological
question, okay,
inessentialism.
even within the question, I don't think I'm actually
Okay,
affirming
what's going to
anything
be the
within this
symmetry breaker
question
between your view and mereological inessentialism? Go ahead.
because I don't, I don't condone with the view. Holy shit. Holy
Yeah, that's
shit.
not a symmetry
Oh
breaker
my
then.
God. Wait. Okay. Do you think that when you ask an agnostic person, what's the difference with you and atheism? And I tell you that it's going to be the suspension of belief on both sides. Do you think that's going to be the distinguishment?
Yeah, I think that would be a
Okay,
distinguishment. I
so
don't
then I
think you
have
said anything
suspension of
about
belief on both sides.
suspension
Okay,
belief.
now retard. Anyways,
Yeah, you didn't immediately claim that though. You literally
I don't
argued for
need to.
mereological
I already took the
inessentialism.
agnostic position. I already did. So follow
Yeah,
along
you
with
claimed
it.
you were taking the
Follow along with
agnostic
the
position,
game.
and you started arguing
Follow along with
towards
the game.
mereological
Keep up. You're in the
inessentialism.
past. You're in the past. Keep up. Anyways,
So you're hedging. Nice, good one.
I'm not hedging. I'm not hedging because I didn't
Good
actually
hedge,
affirm
good
any
hedge, good
position.
hedge.
Actually, if anything, I was questioning and I'm asking the motivators for the position. You're saying that because I took the negation or disagreed with your position, it follows along that I'm actually presupposing another position, which obviously doesn't actually follow.
Yeah, I think it would follow though. I don't think you gave any reasoning as to why it would actually be a separate thing. That's why I asked for the symmetry breaker between the
I literally
agnostic
already
you
did.
claiming
Oh
to
my
hold and
god!
essentialism.
I mean, just to be clear, in the audience, did I not
Yeah,
already
I
give the
granted a
symmetry
symmetry
break?
breaker between
The symmetry breaker was the
agnosticism
suspension
and
of beliefs.
atheism.
I said I have the suspension of beliefs, and it seems that he's just going back in circles. This looks really bad on him. And I don't even know how we're on to this point.
I
All
think
I
we could look
asked was
back
just
on the
that.
rec and see that you argued
Wow,
for mereological innocence as opposed to just some type of agnostic view.
wow. So wait, what did I? Look,
Not
just to
great.
be clear,
Not great.
what was my argument that I presupposed it to be the case? Go ahead, repeat it.
Your argument that wouldn't be some type of inherent properties that we would have to grant for a character to be the
You think
case.
I said
I
all
think
that? You think that was my P1 or anything?
that was just a summary of your argument. Like I said, I can look back on it.
Wow. Okay. I mean, we can ask for the hold on,
Hedge
just
is
to be
very,
clear. I
very
don't
wrong.
know if anyone's listening. They probably wouldn't be. I probably wouldn't be
Sure.
either. Does anyone remember me making an argument of whatever Bawskee just said?
Yeah.
Really? So,
Yeah, that's
just
fine.
could you repeat
So
my argument?
I think we can move on, man.
I'm asking Umbra because he said yeah. Okay, could you repeat my argument that I said?
No.
Okay, so we're not gonna take that. Does anyone else here want to like explain? I mean, we could just go back to the rec. Again, I don't even made an argument upon that. I was actually questioning and I was actually asking for the motivators about his position. And it seems that obviously me asking for the motivators doesn't actually presuppose me to a position at all. If anything, it seems that you're trying to put me into the category that I actually never affirmed in the first place. And again, asking questions don't affirm me to anything, actually, just to be clear, because questions aren't
You
propositional.
directly did affirm something. I don't think that's the part that
Wow.
you're picking
So
up.
what did I? Okay, just to be clear, what did I affirm?
I already told you what you affirmed. You want me to repeat it? Are you having
Yeah,
that
go ahead and
much
repeat
of
it just
a
for the
hard time packing?
audience.
Yeah, so the
No,
thing
that's
that you
not
were
the reason,
affirming
though.
is that we can't grant for Y properties to be dependent, or other way around. We can't grant X to be dependent on Y properties in every
That
case.
is not what I said.
That
I
is
literally said
absolutely what
I
you
have
said.
no motive reason, or I don't even know how that follows upon it being dependent upon that. Wow, you are retarded. Okay, so do you think that me saying that it just doesn't follow affirms you to a position?
That's not what I was asserting. Are you returning?
Wow, because I know what I asserted, and obviously I was asserting that it doesn't follow just because some X is dependent upon Y, or other way around doesn't follow that. Now it's a whole entire different being. And then you said, you want the argument for change, or you want an argument for that? And I said, sure, you can give me the argument. I was like, okay, then we went around this road. I was questioning upon how that follows. I even questioned upon a certain another position, right? Which is going to be that, do you think it's going to be in this case that if we put X being into a Y dimension, do you think that it would be a different thing? And then we went in full circle. So do you think that I actually give an argument? Like, this is really bad. Oh my
Yeah, I
God.
think you
I
did.
don't even affirm a
I
position
think
by
we
anything.
look back on the look. I think I'd point out the exact time that you affirmed something.
What? Wait. And what was that? I'm confused. Which
I
point was
already
that?
explained what you affirmed.
I know I didn't affirm that. So I'm asking, you said I did it at the same
Like I
time,
said, we can
which I
look back on the
affirmed
record, and
it.
I can
So what
point
about
out
the
when
same
you
time, or
affirmed
what
something.
hold on,
I
what
can
amount
point
of
it out
X
if you
time
want.
did
If
I
you
affirm that?
agree to save the
What's
record,
gonna
we can
be?
look back on it.
Oh,
It's
oh my
very bad.
God. I'm asking you because obviously you don't even know what you're saying.
I already explained what it was multiple
No,
times.
you didn't. No, you didn't. Holy shit.
Yes, I
I'm
did.
asking you. You
We went
said
to
that it
ask
happened
the
at the same time.
audience
I'm
if
asking
you
you,
said that.
what about the same time? What are we talking about here? It could have been at the beginning of the debate, end of the debate. What are you talking about? What point specifically did I affirm it?
The one that we're currently like still going on a regression on.
Wow. So that's okay. That's trivial. But I'm asking
I
specifically
was
at
like,
what
what?
point? At what point of the debate? Not points. You're retarded. Holy shit.
You're having trouble. It's alright.
What
I'm
is
gonna
is
save the rec.
like muttering on your breath like an actual argument?
I'm gonna save the rec unless you don't want me to.
Yeah, no, you can we can save the rec and then we can re-upload it and then
Alright.
you know what I mean? You say what?
This nigger is sweaty.
Anyways, so again,
Alright.
we can go past that. I didn't firm anything. Obviously, I took the agnostic position. I didn't firm a position actually. If anything, uh, if
Yeah, I don't
anything,
think
even if
that's fair.
let's just say I did have some sort
So
of
we can
conditions
move
to
on.
actually.
I don't know why you're still going on previous
Wow,
point.
wow,
You
wow! I'm
mentioned for us
just
to move
confirming for the
on.
rec. By the way, just confirming for
You're
the rec.
confirming
Even
for
if
the
I
rec
have
that
similar
make sure that we
traits
didn't look
upon a
back on the previous
condition,
record, by the way.
you retard, are you
So you
gonna
can go
like
ahead and
stop
give a win
talking,
con
stop
for your
smirking?
character.
Anyways, listen.
Yeah, we can just
Just
get
because
judgment
I
on the
affirm,
first
just
point,
because I
and
affirm some
then
sort of conditions that
around the
follow along
second
with the
point,
view doesn't mean
which you
that I
give a
actually
win con
affirm the
for your
view.
character, unless you want me to give
That's
another win
actually a
con.
mistrack. If anything,
What are you
there are
talking about?
similar views that we say with the family trees, but it doesn't mean that we affirm each other. We wouldn't say they're similar, and obviously this would be the same case for my position. But we can go ahead and continue. Again, so what point were we on
We're
beforehand?
on a new
Oh
point
yeah.
now, man.
No, we were going back to the performance. That was a whole other point. Anyways.
Yeah, that was a whole nother point. Now we're on a new point because that's what we saved the rec for, and then we can get
Oh my
post
God, we
judgment on
went
that
to a
point.
side point, by the way, just to be clear.
Yeah, that side point was completely dependent on the outcome of that point.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wasn't. There's many ways that you can
Yes,
go with the
you can
different
get
outcomes. So,
like
do you have a new
argue for a win
argument? Do
con
you have
for
a
your
new
character.
argument? Do you have a new argument?
I told you you can provide a win con for your character.
Uh, I think he knows all martial. Okay, I mean, we just go back to the narrative thing, because obviously that isn't even dependent upon that. Either way, because I don't think even if it follows that they would be a different being, I think they would still hold the characteristics within it. Like you could say maybe they're a different being, but I feel like they'll hold the same physical
Where's the
attributes
argument?
or the
Are you
physical
gonna?
characters with narratives. Are you
Where's the
retarded?
win con? Where's the win con?
So okay, so we are retarded. Okay, I mean,
Where's the one comment that you're supposed to be
obviously,
arguing for?
Michelangelo knows all martial arts, and it's just would be dependent upon every narrative. Do you have any disagreements with that?
To have disagreements with the character knowing every martial arts, can you like send us again?
Yeah, I got you. Hmm. But did you listen to what I said, or are you gonna ignore that?
What part of what you said?
That it follows with the narrative. Even if you could distinct them to be two different beings, they still hold the characteristics that follow along with the other being, even if they change just one property. And you
Yeah,
find that to be a different being.
that's fine. I find that to be the case in terms of like knowledge
Okay, you
and
agree that? Okay,
extension of
just a little
knowledge.
bit clear in that. Okay, perfect. We got that in rec. All right.
You might be retarded. I don't think you knew what I was agreeing to. It's okay.
You said wait. So maybe you want to clarify what you mean when you're agreeing. So what do you agree?
I was agreeing upon if we grant that this character has some sort of property in which we would grant to take as a martial arts aspect, which I'm granting for the debate, which
Okay,
we agreed as a
wait. I
prerequisites
don't even
for
know
the character
how
to be
that
taken to be
follows from
used.
anything I said. So I said
Yeah,
that
I don't. That was
even if
literally
we
what I said
distinct
in the
these
rec
two.
when we
Wow. Okay.
first started
So
going on the
listen.
sub point. Is that
Okay.
was one
Listen,
of the
retard.
prerequisites
Listen,
that were there.
retard. Listen, retard. Listen, retard.
You're not
Okay.
the brightest.
That's ironic. Anyways,
Okay.
bro, listen here, right? You're gonna listen here, right? So just to be clear, right? I made distinction again that even if you distinct these two beings, right? Which we even if you follow, right? It's gonna be the if, it's gonna be the reductio, or not even the reductio. We could just follow along with it. My bad. If we follow along with it, even if they're just two distinct beings, even with one property, one atom, whatever you define to be change, it still follows that they also have all the other characteristics that actually define them to be that character. Do you grant that?
I wasn't listening. Go ahead.
Okay. Even if we
But I was
grant
reading your
that
stance.
even if we grant that they're two different beings now because they're into a new establishment, the point is that they still have all the characteristics of their narrative that defines them to be that being.
I think we would only be able to grant characteristics that apply under standard battle assumptions and the other prerequisites for the debate
Or what
being
about
like
the
some sort of
panda?
martial
Okay,
arts.
just to be clear, what about the battle assumptions that imply that they'd be different? So confused.
I don't think it'd be in character,
Okay, and you mean by in character is just like their like
like personality
emotions,
traits or
their
whatever,
okay
like
personal
emotions.
traits.
Yeah,
Okay, what about their like traits that define them to be that character?
it depends on the trait. It would be contextually dependent.
Conceptual. Okay, when okay. I mean, that's really vague. You're really answering with these vague questions.
You could
Or no, I'm
provide
actually
a trait.
You're
No, I'll
answering
say
these.
if I
I answer
believe
very
it
vaguely to
is
my
so.
questions.
Hmm?
Say what? Wow.
Like I
Okay.
said, you can provide a trait, and I'll answer whether I think it would fit
Okay.
with a yes or
Anyways,
no.
I sent the scans, bro. You can look at that.
Yeah, I see it, man.
Okay.
Why do you
Do you
think
have
this
any
apply to
disagreement?
martial arts outside of first that he has knowledge of?
Wow. So you cannot put two to two together. So let's just put this really slowly for you because and within his narrative writes that he has the characteristics to know all martial arts. That would imply within this narrative, because that would be the distinct trait that he would have in order to be the specific
Listen, buddy.
character.
I can
Okay.
grant that that applies to things within his narrative that he would have knowledge of. Why would this apply to martial arts outside of the verse?
Wow. So you're
Go
very
ahead.
slow. So
Go
you
ahead.
grant that outside of martials or martial artists are going to be dependent upon a narrative, correct?
I think martial arts would be dependent upon a narrative, yes.
Oh my God, we're actually tracking. Okay. So if it's dependent upon a narrative, and we have a narrative that has to be distinct to all narratives, even if crosswords and battle assumptions, that we have to explain or at least show that this has to be Michelangelo, then obviously they need to have this trait, correct?
Yes, he can have the trait of having every martial arts within the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Wow.
narrative.
So if it's the
Are you
case
gonna
that
attack that?
wow, so you're very slow. So if it's the
I
trait that he
don't
knows all
think you're
martial arts,
tracking.
wow, so you're gonna interrupt me even though I'm going very slow for
You got
you?
my goat prophecy.
I'm
You gotta
also
love me,
going
bro.
slow, man, and you're looking
Thank you, man.
very
I
bad.
appreciate it. I have to go
Love you,
very
bro.
slowly for this guy.
This is
Love you,
not a great
Paradox.
look for
Love you, bro.
you.
That's ironic, Sped. Anyways, I have to explain this one more time. If it is the case that it's dependent upon narrative, then to say that he knows all martial arts, and then within this narrative, and then he doesn't know all martial arts within another narrative, that it's not going to be Michelangelo. Do you grant
Okay,
that?
I think the statement that's dependent upon the narrative is him holding knowledge of all martial arts. I think it would be the case
Yeah,
that for
and
his
that's
character
going to
to
be dependent
narratively
upon his narrative to all narratives because in all cases, he's going to know all martial
no, I think
arts.
it would be dependent upon his
Wow,
narrative
you are
that
very
he will always
slow.
have knowledge of all martial arts within Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Wow, so the same is obviously going to apply to all martial arts. I don't even know how it's going to be
I don't
distinct with the
think your
narrative. Go
character
ahead.
will change
Hey, what's going to
states
be the argument? It's going to be
with the
dependent on the
state
verse. Go
change
ahead. Go
being.
ahead. Go ahead.
I'm asking why would it not be dependent upon the verse?
Wow, so you think I actually answered the question?
I didn't. You didn't. I wasn't responding to a question that you were saying.
Listen. So the problem here is that you're obviously not
You're
even
so
answering the
retarded.
question
It's
here,
sunlocking
right?
me. What the hell?
Oh my god, this is really bad. So listen, right?
Fancy Dragon Demon.
Obviously, answering that why can it not be the case is like a horrible argument. Do you think that's an argument against it?
What'd you say?
Wow. Do you think me
What's
saying
that?
that why can it not be the case is actually an argument against it?
I'm saying, right? Because I think I have to keep going slow. Because now you're not tracking violently.
That's
Why would
ironic.
we take it to be the case that he could hold any knowledge outside of his verse if the narrative is dependent upon his verse?
Wow, I already answered this, but maybe you're really slow. So
No,
it
you did
seems that the
not.
narrative.
That's what I've been putting into
Okay.
question
We grant that he has a
the
certain trait that
entire
he knows all
time.
martial arts.
I grant that he knows all martial arts within his narrative and
Yeah,
his
what's the
verse.
argument for that? What's the argument for that?
That's what I'm granting. If you want to give me
Wow,
reasoning
that's
to
not
why
okay. I'm asking for the
I
argument for that
should
because I
grant
disagree. It actually
otherwise,
implies
then
something
go
else.
ahead. If
What's the
you
argument
can't
for
give
that?
any reasoning for why I should grant otherwise, then I think we can conclude.
Wow. Okay, so I'm asking for the argument or just like at least the reasoning behind it, and it seems that you're actually not giving any reasoning. So I don't even know why we should
Because
even
you haven't
stipulate
given me
upon
any
that.
credence to believe
I
otherwise.
literally already gave you credence. So again, it
Wait,
seems
can
that
you
it
repeat the
follows with
credence?
the
Can you repeat
narrative
it? Can
that
you
he
repeat
knows
it?
all
Can you
martial
repeat it?
arts. If it doesn't, if it's the case, okay, just to be clear, if it's the
Yeah, I don't
case
think
that
that would hold any
the
explanatory power. I don't think it'll be parsing either. So,
wow,
do you
wow,
want to
are
give
you
me
gonna let me
reasoning?
actually answer the question? Do you want me to like
Yeah, I'm
answer the
letting you
question?
answer the question. I'm responding before
No,
you
you're
finish answering
not.
because it's very,
No,
very
you're
dumb.
not.
You
So
got a
if it's
precog
the
just like the
case
whole
that
argument.
he knows all martial arts, and it is the case that he goes in a narrative and he's not doesn't know all martial arts, then it is the case that the statement is wrong. Do you grant the statement to be wrong?
No, I don't get the statement to be wrong.
Okay, so it's correct. So obviously it follows within all narratives that obviously has
Wait,
to have
wait.
this
Why
trait.
does
Other than the
the
statement
why
would be
does the
wrong.
conclusion allowed to be followed for the premises?
Oh my god! Right? Okay. Wow. So if P, right? You granting?
Keep
Are you
going.
following? Okay. I was just wanted to be clear that you're right there. All right. So P is going to be the proposition, right? That the statement is true. Correct?
Sure, man.
Okay. Just to be clear. All right. And then Q is going to be that he knows all martial arts. If P, then Q, right? Okay. If P, then Q. P is true, so then Q follows. If not
Continue.
Q, okay. If not Q, then if we grant Q, then to say that we hypothetically say it's only within a narrative, that implies that P is going to be wrong, and obviously we already granted P, so it's going to follow from the case that obviously we already grant P then Q, right? Which is going to be
Okay,
Q.
so why would this exist outside of his narrative?
Wow. So
Why would we
did you even
grant that
attack my argument?
logical system
Did you even
outside of his
attack my
narrative?
argument? You're very lost.
I very much did, man.
I already give reasonings why. It's my interpretation. Do you want to like conclude?
Yeah, I don't think you gave any actual reasoning towards it.
Wow. Okay. Maybe I should just do this
You just
one
kind of
more
like
time for
repeated
you.
the
I know
same thing
I'll
over
give
and
you.
over, like
I
very
like. I'm
horribly.
a very nice guy. I give second chances. I give second benefits. So
You're on your
okay.
18th chance for me,
If
by the way.
well, anyways, okay. I'm gonna just make this more intuitive for you. Like I'm not gonna put it in a form where you don't understand. Okay. So if the statement is true, then he knows all martial arts, right? If he knows all martial arts, or if the statement is true, then he knows all martial arts. We grant that. But the problem is that if the narrative says or implies that he only knows martial arts within his verse, then P is going to be false, right? Which is the statement's going to be false, which you already granted is true. So obviously, you have to follow that you would all know. Oh my God, all martial arts within all narratives.
Yes. So what I'm asking you,
Yes. You
why does
agree?
Q? Why would Q logically apply to any martial arts outside of his narrative?
Right. Just
What
like
you're not
already
tracking.
explained this, because then it would make the statement to be false. Holy shit.
Yeah, that doesn't mean the statement's false. If Q would just be he knows all martial arts within
Wait,
his verse,
okay, so then what's the
then P is true.
interpretation? Oh wow. So what's the interpretation? That Q is that Q is gonna be specifically about within his verse. Go ahead.
I'm asking you for any logical reasoning
I
as to why it
literally just
wouldn't be.
I already gave
I don't think you
literally the
gave any
reductio.
credence for me to take that to be
I
true.
literally already gave the reductio.
If you want
Wow.
to re-give it, you can, because it's looking very horrible for you.
Wow. Oh my god. Okay.
Go ahead.
This is the third time. This is really
I said
embarrassing.
I grant it to apply
So
to martial
if
arts
the
outside of his
statement
verse.
is
Go
true,
ahead.
then he knows martial arts. If
Yeah.
it
Just
is
keep
true,
repeating the same thing
if
over and over, man. Go ahead.
that's what you asked for, what the fuck?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, not
Wow.
not
So
the
did you
actual
not
thing I'm
ask for
asking.
the interpretation?
Just keep repeating the fucking modus ponens. It's very bad.
It's not just modus ponens. You're retarded. Anyways, right? So just to be clear, right? Just one more time, very intuitive, right? The reason why has to be interpreted with the whole series, because if he goes within a narrative that doesn't along that he doesn't know all martial arts, that it is the case that the statement is false, but you granted is true. So obviously, it has to be the case that with all narratives that he has to know all martial arts. It's pretty simple, man.
Okay, I don't think I should get that. Let me provide my interpretation of it.
Okay, I mean, I want reasonings behind the interpretation, just to be clear.
Yeah, I'm gonna type it on chat every time.
You want to put the chat TPT in chat? Got you.
I don't see how this would be ChatGPT. It's not complicated at all.
No, I know. You had to upload chat TPT. That's why you asked for like 5
Okay, so do
times.
you want to read that aloud?
P, the statement is true. He knows all martial arts within his narrative. Wow, so that begs the question.
Why is that begging the question?
Because I asked you for the reasonings for the interpretation that you had.
Yeah, I
Why
was
would
just
it be only
providing my
within his narrative?
interpretation. I wanted you to read out the interpretation. I didn't say that was
Wow,
the reasoning behind the interpretation.
wow. So I already
Good one,
accepted the
retard. Good one.
interpretation.
Good one.
You,
Good one.
that's no.
And
You said you were going
extracting
to give me the
retard.
reasonings. You didn't give me the reasons. Give me the reason. Okay, I already know your interpretation, retard.
Yeah, so you know the interpretation.
Yeah, I've been knowing the interpretation. I even gave the reductio.
Yeah,
Wow,
so I
you're
don't. My
retarded.
reasoning
You're
for why I
retarded.
take that interpretation is because I don't
You're
have any
retarded.
credence to take any other interpretation.
Wow.
Do you want to
Wow.
provide
So are
that?
you going to give the reasoning? Are you going to give the reason, kid?
I just gave it.
You just gave it? That was the reasoning?
Yeah, do you want me to repeat it because you weren't
Go
tracking?
ahead and repeat it. This is really bad.
Yeah, my reasoning for why I think that interpretation to be the case is because it would be the direct negation towards your interpretation, which I don't think I hold any credence to take to be the case. So do you want to provide any reason?
Wait, that begs the question.
Why is that begging the question?
Oh my god! Because if it follows that if you don't have any credence upon your interpretation, then it follows for my interpretation. I mean, just to be clear, right? I already gave the reductio upon your interpretation, so I don't even know how you even
Yeah, I
follow
don't
along
think
with
you
that
gave
to be the
that.
reasoning
You want
behind
to
your
give that?
interpretation.
I genuinely don't think you gave that.
Wow, you don't think I gave reasoning?
What was
You want
reductio
to
upon
repeat
my
it like for the
interpretation?
fifth time?
Hmm?
Because if the statement is true, then within all narratives, it would be actually false.
Yeah, I
Right?
don't think that
Okay.
statement will
Let's
apply
actually
to any
follow.
other narrative.
You know what? Let's
But
even
the statement
follow
could
along
be
with
the
your
case,
argument.
even if it's only
Let me
true within
just
one
okay.
narrative.
Okay, this is actually really pathetic. Let's follow along with your argument because I know it's like really pathetic. So, let me go back up to it. Let's see. Oh, right here. He knows all martial arts within his narrative. Do you grant that?
Yeah, within his
You
narrative.
okay? And just to be clear, what do you think his narrative is?
His narrative would be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles narrative.
Why can't his narrative just be whatever narrative he's in?
I don't see why that would fit.
Wow, so that doesn't answer the question.
The Nuclearverse without a narrative, like I said, it's standard battle assumptions. Are you retarded?
Okay, that's not what's
There is no
asking.
narrative. I mean, by that logic, you
You
would have
already
no
granted they
martial
go
arts
into a new
because there's
narrative,
no
so you're
narrative.
retarded. You're
That's a
really
good one.
retarded right now. So
Yeah,
what's the argument
you can
that
have no martial arts
this
man as standard battle
specific
assumptions.
like
Do you want
the
to
argument that
continue?
this specific verse is his narrative only? Go ahead.
Hmm? What do you mean?
So you're implying that only within his narrative, right? I grant that with whatever narrative he's in, it's his narrative. Because
Yeah,
obviously
like I
within the
said,
story,
whatever
it falls
narrative
along with
he's
the
in, which would be
definition.
in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. In this case,
Okay,
we're putting him into a neutral verse, which under standard battle
wait. Oh
assumptions
my god,
would
that
have
begs.
no
Okay,
narrative. So he
you
could
are
have
not
all martial
understanding.
arts under a
You
narrative
are
with
not
no
understanding.
narrative. Would have no martial arts. Are you retarded?
Wow.
His
So
character
just to
would
be
literally
clear,
be able to do nothing. It's a martial arts debate, man.
wow, you're retarded. So again,
You're
just to be
not
clear,
retarded.
multiple times, right?
Yikes, yikes,
I
yikes,
literally
yikes, yikes.
just wow. So I literally just explained multiple times. I don't even know why I have to repeat this for like the fifth time. Like, listen, right? if I don't even know how you grant that's going to be his narrative. I don't see the distinguishments between one's narrative and another narrative. And if he's in it, then why is it not his narrative? Confused. What's the stipulations that Team
I
Mutant
didn't grant that
Mutant
it wouldn't be
Turtles
his
is going to be
narrative.
his narrative? And this
When I
specific
take it to
this
be his
battle?
narrative, I mean the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles narrative. I think that's when the statement would apply, and that's when it would apply to the character as some sort of existential property that he would have on martial arts within that verse or within that
Existential
narrative.
property?
Like I said, when we move these characters to a neutral verse with no narrative, you try to grant that he has all of whatever within his
You
narrative,
already
there
granted. Wait,
would
just
be
to be
no
clear, you already
martial arts for him to have.
you already granted that
So
it's another narrative.
I can grant your argument to be the case, but he wouldn't have any martial arts. He
Wait,
would have
why?
absolutely nothing.
This is
Because,
existential
like I said,
property.
in the
Wait,
battle stage,
why is it
there's
going
a
to be
verse, it's a
existential property? Go ahead.
neutral verse with no narrative.
Wow. Okay. Wow. So you already granted it was a narrative. So I don't know why you keep going with this. Second, right? The problem is that when you say,
It's
let's
using a
just
narrative
say
of like
it's going
an
to be an
empty set
existential property against him. Well, now you're just saying that he doesn't have the
against who it
attribute at all.
property against him. I said it would be an existential property for him. But if I were to grant that to be the case and we carried it
How is it
over,
existential property for him? I'm confused. Can you give an example?
with him having no martial arts,
Wow.
do
So
you think that
that's
wouldn't be a
not
property
answering the
for
question.
him to be
So
Michelangelo? It's kind of
listen,
what you're arguing.
I'm asking for the example. You give the same
Do you think if I took
the
your
same
character's
exact
narrative
scenario
away,
that
he'd
we're
be the same
making
character?
attention upon.
Okay. Do you think if I took your character's narrative away, he'd be a different character? Or would he be the same?
I take it that whatever implies from that narrative to define that character would be the same.
So if I took your character's narrative away, he'd still be the same character.
Yep.
Okay, so you might be retarded. Wait, what the fuck? Your character can have no narrative and still be the same character.
So what do you take a character to be?
Take a narrative to just be like some sort of property as that character, like anything that we could discern as a property for that character,
That begs the
specifically fictional characters.
question. Anyways, holy shit. That doesn't
Okay, so
you think
I'm
that's
gonna
actually an
ask the
intuitive?
question again.
You think that's an intuitive definition that actually
But I'm
implies
gonna break it
what
down
we could
further. Right?
distinguish a character to be?
I'm gonna give two variations in which I
You
either
think?
grant
Wait,
your
do you think
argument,
a rock is a
right?
character? Do you think a rock is a
What?
character? Do
Rock?
you think a rock is
Yeah,
a
I think a rock
character?
would be a fictional character.
Wow. Do you think everything in the landscape of a thing is a character?
I think anything fictional would be a character. Yeah.
Wow. Let's get that on, Rick. Holy shit. So, just to
Okay,
be
so I'm
clear,
going
what do you think
to
a
I'm going
narrative
to
is? Just to be clear. So,
I'm
everything
gonna
of
mute
the
out for a
attributes
second.
of
I'm gonna
narrative.
type it out in chat. Right, I'm gonna grant the two
Okay.
scenarios in
Wait,
which
yo,
I either
chill,
grant
chill,
your arg or I
chill,
don't grant
chill.
your
I'm
arg.
not
Right?
done. I'm not done with my Y game, right? Okay. Just to be clear, you grant that everything of itself is going to be a character,
Just to
correct?
be clear,
Because
I'm
it's
not
going to have its
listening
own
to you right now.
property.
I'm typing.
Okay. Anyways, listen. So, the point is that, right? Do you grant that everything that's attributed to systems, I don't know, some concepts, you also grant that to be the characters? Yes or no?
What? I told you I wasn't listening.
Uh, wow. Do you grant that the concepts,
So this is
attributes,
scenario one in
system,
which I do not grant the arg.
math, you grant
Do you
them all
agree
to be
that this
different
would be the case
characters?
if I were not to grant your argument?
Wow. So are you not answering my question? You think you're answering the question with another question is a good one?
I wasn't
All right, good
asking. I
one.
wasn't answering your question, man. I told you I was like tuning you out. I was just typing in chat. So you can read that. Do you think that would be the case if I were to not grant your arg?
Oh my God, I just got a call. Give me a sec. Okay. So here's the thing. Okay, wait. Actually, let me answer the call first. Let me be right back. All right, yo, hello? Hello?
Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
This took like 5 times longer than I thought. Tell me who wins.
Bro, I don't know why you can't
Going
grant.
back, my bad.
Like, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
bro.
So, do you want me to
Okay,
attack
so
some
do you think it would
scenarios?
be the
Like,
case that if I were to grant scenario 1, then your
okay,
character would
yeah.
have all martial arts
Listen, do you want me to
within a
respond to the
team universe?
scenarios? Do you want me to respond to the scenarios?
Yeah. Do you think
Okay.
that in scenario 1 that I don't grant the narrative, or do I don't grant the arc, then your character would only have martial arts within a team NT narrative? Do you agree that that would be the outcome of me not granting the argument?
Wow. So, again, do you want me to actually attack the narrative? Do you want me to actually attack the
So what
scenario?
I'm asking if you think that scenario is what would logically follow if I were to not grant the argument.
No, because that's what's in question.
What do you mean that's
So,
what's in
what's in
question?
question is your interpretation.
I'm
Holy
saying if
shit.
we were to conclude that we don't grant the argument, then that's what would logically
What
follow.
argument specifically are you talking about, just to be clear?
The argument of the character having all martial arts within either the verse or any other narrative.
Yeah, so if you don't grant that argument, then you think it's going to be scenario 2 or 1? Is that what you're just asking? Like, you think what scenario would be?
Scenario 1 is when I don't grant the argument. When the character only has
Man,
martial arts
I don't know why you're
within
giving
the narrative.
scenarios upon if it is not the case, because what's in question if it is the case or
I'm
not the
giving
case.
scenarios upon whether I grant or do not grant the argument, and the outcomes of
Wow,
me
okay.
granting no
Okay, so
criteria.
just to be clear, what's the one where you grant it? Just to be clear. I don't really care about the one
It's
that you don't grant
right
it.
after.
Let me
I'll give
see,
you the
where's
sponsor.
scenario? Is it scenario 2?
Yeah, no, scenario 3, dumbass. Good one.
Scenario 3. Okay. Whoa, scenario 2 says I do grant the argument. Retard. Holy shit.
Yeah, obviously scenario 2 is me granting the argument.
Okay, so then why say scenario 3, retard? Anyways,
It's sarcasm, retard. Good one.
okay, that was
There's
not
no
sarcasm.
scenario 3,
You're really
dumbass.
retarded. Okay, so
That's a
to be
little
clear,
stupid.
oh wow. So let's see. If I do grant the argument your character is the martial arts within all narratives, neutral, SBA, which lacks a narrative. Wait, why do you think it lacks a narrative?
I told you that's standard battle assumptions. I can justify
Wait,
that
yeah,
if you
show me
want
where
me
it says it lacking a narrative. Go ahead.
to. Sure.
Yeah, wait, what do you take narrative to be again?
It's just directly explained to not have a narrative.
Wow, so again, what do you think a narrative is?
I
Do you think
think
it's a
I
set of events
already
within a
provided
fiction
what a
character?
narrative would be.
Do you think a narrative is obviously going to be a set of events within a scenario?
Sure, man.
Okay, so you know that the lack of a narrative would imply that there's no fight.
Riz,
So obviously that
Riz,
doesn't follow.
Riz.
So you're retarded. Let's go. I already win. Anyways, GG. We can end
Hold on,
this.
fat boy.
You already.
So you roll.
Holy shit! This is fucking absolutely insane. Holy shit!
Slapping your big
Being
fat
granted is
belly
going to
and
be a set of
laughing.
events and scenario. And there's no set of events of a scenario, then it's the case that there's no fight. Obviously, there's a fight. You already grant that. So it's going to be the case that it doesn't follow. Obviously, it's going to be a narrative. You grant the argument. So obviously, it's going to be that case. So do you want to conclude?
I wasn't listening to what you said, like, at all. I'm not gonna lie.
I know you were listening. So let me repeat this one more time. The third time, actually. So again, right? Oh my god! Oh my god! I lost my train of thought. That was actually caught me off guard. Just know you didn't listen. Holy shit! So, just to be clear, right? One more time, right? If you grant the argument, which is going to be that within all narratives, he knows all martial arts, and you say that a narrative is just a set of events within a scenario, and obviously, if there's no set of events in a scenario,
Oh no,
then it
I wouldn't
follows
take that
that
to be the
there
case.
cannot be no fight. If there's no fight, then
I,
obviously
I just said I wouldn't
that
take that to
doesn't
be the case.
follow from what you say, which you already granted that there's a fight. So if there's going to be a fight, then there's going to be some scenarios, which is there's going to be a narrative. When you grant the argument, which you're already going with the scenario, then it is the case that he knows all martial arts within that narrative, and it's going to apply with your character. So, anyways, you're retarded. GG. Holy shit.
Yeah. So, do you think if we were to grant a narrative in which there's a neutral universe, would he have any martial arts within that universe?
What? Just repeat that again.
Okay. Do you think if we were to create a brand new universe for our two characters to fight, which we were going to be an equalized verse, would your character have every martial art within that verse?
Yeah, it's going to be within
Yeah. So,
the
what
whole
martial arts would
narrative.
that be?
Yeah, he's going to know all martial arts within that narrative.
Yeah. What martial
And
arts would
that's
that
going to
be?
apply with every character that's in it, in
Yeah.
every
That's fine. What martial art would that be?
What martial art that would he know?
Yeah. Within this verse that lacks
Well,
any martial arts.
that's like wow. So we already granted the argument that he knows all martial arts. So to ask which one is
Yeah.
pretty
He
retarded.
can have all
Retard.
martial arts. That's fine. What martial art would that be?
Wow, so
If
you're
there's no
retarded.
martial arts within the narrative, what would that be?
Wow, it's gonna be whatever your character is because obviously your character is within the
Yeah, I don't think
narrative.
my character would abide by that narrative. I think my character would abide by a separate narrative. Which again,
Wow.
your
So okay,
argument
wait. So
for
he
your
doesn't
character
abide within the narrative, but you
to
agree that
be
he
a
exists within this
copy of your
neutral
character,
narrative,
but he has
correct?
all martial arts
Wait,
within
just
the
to be
narrative.
clear, does he exist within the narrative? Yes or no?
I think my character exists within King narrative.
Oh my god. So he's not in the scenario of the neutral verse that we're in. Okay,
Yeah,
do
he
you
is in the
grant
scenario. I don't think he'd
okay, do
abide
you
by
either
the
grant
narrative.
okay, just to be clear, do you either grant that the neutral verse is gonna be a narrative or not a narrative?
I think it would be a narrative, yeah.
Okay, and you agree that because he's in the narrative, right? Because obviously that's going to be the universe that we're fighting in. That's going to also imply, right, within the whole narrative that we just already granted the argument
Yeah,
to be.
that's fine. He can have the martial arts my character has. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, cool, perfect.
Yeah,
Holy
does that mean he
shit.
has the same win count as my character?
Yes, because it's going to be the same technique, you retard.
Yeah, that's not like following by his martial arts.
Oh
So
my god! Wait. So just to be clear, it's equal stats. It's gonna know every technique. He's gonna know every martial arts. He's gonna tech everything. I think it's gonna be neutral at that point. Obviously, it seems to be the case that he also has adaptation. What else does he
wait,
have? I
what's
think
the
he has like
argument
a lot
that
of
your
things that
character
your
has every
character
technique?
doesn't. I think it's gonna be more probable that my character's wins off
I mean, it just
the
says your
amount of win
character
costs
like
that he
learns
has.
and masters all forms of martial arts. I don't see how that would apply to like techniques that are outside of traditional martial art.
Wow. So what do you take
I
martial
don't
arts
think
to
that
be?
was ever like proposed by you.
Wow. So, by the way, just to be clear, we said that he grants the argument that he knows all martial arts. He's saying that he wouldn't know the techniques then. That obviously implies with the martial arts. So, like, he's obviously very lost here. Second,
Yeah, I don't think
um,
that would fit
I
as a
think
martial art
that the
with
fact
what
that he
my
knows
character is
martial
using.
arts, just to be clear, I think he grants that. I
Yeah,
think the
he can
fact that he
have
has
like
more
the
martial
martial art that
arts
my
upon
character
your
uses.
character implies
Meaning
that it's more
the verses.
probabilistic. Just to be clear, it's more probable that my character would win than yours. It's just an inductive argument of assertion upon that he has more, I guess, just more win cons than your character because he has every win con that your character has and
I
more.
don't think you gave any reason for why your character would have my win con. Like I said, I don't think my character's win con would
Wow.
be
So
directly
wait,
tied
what's
to
your
his
win con
martial
dependent
arts.
upon a
I think
technique?
it'd be a completely separate technique. I don't think your character has anything within that statement that applies that he has every technique. He can have every martial arts. That's fine. I don't see why
Wait,
that
what do you think a
like he would have
martial?
the same technique
Wait,
in my
I already
character.
established what a martial arts is. You know that, right?
Yeah, I did. I don't think it would apply to like a technique ever. I don't think my character is using a
Wow.
martial art
Okay.
when he's just
Okay.
like
Okay.
perceiving
And
what your character
just
is
because you
doing
don't think so,
and
what's the
following
argument
your
for it?
perception
I'm
and intent.
asking
I
you the
don't think that would
argument
be a
for it.
martial art.
Just to
I
be
don't
clear, I'm
think it's
asking
actually
you the
like any
argument
type of
for it.
specific movement which I would take as a martial art.
I'm asking you the argument for it. Can you give the argument?
Yeah, I just gave it a reasoning. So my character's not like doing any type of external action. He's just reading the perception or inception of intent from your character's attack. I don't think that'd be a martial art. I don't think it would just be like described as like a perception technique.
That's okay.
What's the
You
argument?
don't think so? What's the argument for that?
What do you mean I don't?
You,
What?
if that
You
was
want me to give
asking
you
a reason,
reasons
you
that
have
it's
to
not
tell
the
us
case?
quickly.
I just
So I
gave
ask you the
reasoning
next
for my
question
argument.
because it could be the case. Hold on. You take martial arts to be the external action, just to be clear, because I don't even think you said that in the beginning of the debate. I even asked you
Yeah, I
that.
said it would be a physical property.
It's
The
a
one?
physical property. So martial arts are a
I don't
physical
think
property
martial arts
or an
can be
external
used.
action?
I think both can be the case. Do you think
Okay, so
non-physical
it's an
external
external
actions exist?
action and it's going to be a physical
Do you think
property. Okay.
non-physical external actions exist?
What? Say it again.
Do you think non-physical external actions exist?
What are the fuck? Okay, wait. Just to be clear, that's not what's in question. I'm not going to answer
That's what you
the
said.
uneretetic. Honestly, to be clear, I'm not answering the unsound eretetic question. Anyways,
You can think it's
listen,
aerothetic. I don't think we should take that to be
it's
the case
bro.
of that fact.
It's aeretetically
No,
unsound,
he
bro.
did
I
not
just
say
wanted to
erotic
get up on
It's
question.
aerothetically unsound.
you.
That's all I'm saying. Holy shit! It doesn't follow with the data set. Holy
An
fuck!
erotic question. All right, man.
It's wow. It's literally wait. So you're not asking a question. What are you asking?
This nigga said it's an
Oh,
erotic
okay,
question.
yeah. Okay, listen. Anyways, I'm not going to answer the question because obviously it doesn't follow the data set.
Also,
Anyways,
getting
to
erotic with
continue
pasta.
forward, right? To continue forward, again, right? Obviously, you take martial arts to be the external action and the physical attributes, right? Or am I maybe
Yeah.
missetting? Okay, and that's all you take martial arts to be.
I don't think that's all I would take martial arts. Yeah, I think there's be like a blanket description of what I would take martial arts to be.
Okay, what do you take all martial arts to be? Just to be, I just want a clear definition so we understand what
I
we're
think it'd be
talking
like contextually dependent on the martial art or the thing that's
about.
questioned
Okay,
as being a
that does
martial
not
art.
answer the question what a martial art is.
Like I
So
said,
what
I
is a
think it'd be
martial art?
contextually dependent upon the thing. I
Oh,
think
wow,
my
so that doesn't
definition could
answer.
apply
So
to
can you answer
anything
the question? That
unless there's
doesn't
some
answer.
type of contextual action or some type of context that I could take to mean otherwise.
Okay, so you think martial arts depended upon different contexts? Why is that the case?
What do you mean? Why is that the case?
Yeah, why is it different from each context? I'm confused.
Because I think there could be some type of contextual implication in which something can fit both of those actions but not be martial arts.
Okay, that's within your definition. Okay, just to be clear. So if that is the case, then do you find martial arts to be that without those conditions? Just to be clear, you find that there's a martial
Do I
arts
think any martial art could
outside
lack
of
either of those
your
conditions?
definition. To be clear.
Are you asking if I could like take anything to be martial art if it lacks either of those conditions?
Yes.
No.
Yes, bro. But you just gave a scenario. You were saying something could be a martial art, but external upon those conditions that you gave. So it's either
I
a
did
martial
not
art
say
or it's
that. I
not a
could
martial
say
art. And you just said that
I said
it
something would
was
have
a
to have
martial art,
both of
but it
those.
also is in the
But
martial
it
art
could be the
category.
case that it could have something else. But
Do
I'm
you want to
saying it
conclude?
couldn't be a
This is
martial
actually
art
really
if it
bad.
lacks
You want to
either of
conclude?
those.
You want to conclude? This is really
I
bad.
Okay, so just to be clear, I'm providing those as a conjunct as two things that have to be uh, fulfilled for something to be granted to be a martial art. Now there could be
Okay,
some other
so what are
property
the other
in which
conditions
we
that
would
you say
grant
that
something to
something's
be
a
a
martial
martial art.
art without those conditions? So what are the
Yeah, I
other
don't think there
conditions
could be a
that
martial
follow
art
along with the
without those
martial art?
conditions. I think there could be a case in which we have a martial art that would have to fulfill a third condition for it to be granted to
Okay,
be a
then what
martial
is
art.
it going to be? Holy shit.
A weapon? Are you retarded?
Okay. So martial arts are going to be the conditions that are either physical attributes, or they're going to be external actions, correct?
I think in
And
most cases,
something
yeah.
could be something could be a martial art without these conditions, just to be correct.
No.
Okay, so there could be other variants of this martial art, correct?
What do you mean other variants of this martial art? What are you talking about?
Well, when you say something's a martial art and then there's something external upon that, that would just be different from the ladder or the tree. So, like for example, there's like a branch of martial arts, and then everything derives under that.
Yeah,
So
that's fine. It
maybe
was
there's some
specific
martial
the
art
original
that is
two
considered a martial
properties.
art, but then it's also beyond that. So it's going to be like a whole tree. So, like, let's say
Yeah, like I
that.
said, I could. Oh my god, I don't think you're tracking. So, like I said, I can grant something to be the case that it has these two properties or these two values that I would hold to be a conjunct for something to be defined as a martial art. But there could also be the case in which there's a third value that we would hold for
Oh
something
my
to be
god, I'm
defined
not
as a martial art.
disagreeing. I'm saying that
But
just
I
use it
don't
for the ladder
think
of the
there could
tree
be any
because
martial
you
art
literally
that we
already
could
called it
hold
to
to
be a
actually be a
martial
martial
art
art
with that third
if it
condition.
lacks
So
either of those values.
okay, we already oh my god, we already granted that. It's going to
Yeah,
be
yeah, we
contingent
granted that. Why
upon
are you still
those two
putting
values,
inside
but
the
then there
addition
could be a
upon it?
third variable. I'm
You
saying
were
that it's
saying?
always going to be in the ladder of a martial art because even if there's a third condition that's needed, it's still going to be under context of a martial art. Do you want to conclude?
I don't think you're tracking.
No, do you want to conclude? This is really
Sure,
bad.
man. Sure.
Yeah.
You can
Okay.
say
Yeah.
brother.
Holy shit.